Hello everybody, welcome back to the episode on another Mongil Star Dive. So last time I played this game, it was a stream. We checked out the game. It was actually pretty damn funny, pretty interesting. In the events that I do decide to make offline recordings of this, kind of like as a side playthrough, like how I do with Star Rail, Blue Archive, and Stellasora. And the off chance of me doing something like that for this game, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the event story, and bang that out, because I have no idea if events are ever gonna re-roll in this game. So I'm just gonna do the recording for the Maid and Clover events, so we can just get that out of the way. On the chance I do make this another side playthrough. So let's check it out. I wish I could hide the little guide up there. All right. Alright, so... Oops. Oh, there you go. Alright, so let's just do that event story real quick. We'll bang that out, so I'll actually have that. So, let's see what this is. Hopefully, I don't think this is all time gated like Stellasaurus stuff is, but we'll see. Early morning rays from my sun deep. Shit! Sunlight is warm, perhaps because the night is especially chilly. The mornings in Maid and Clover Inn are always like this. It couldn't be any more perfect for the first day of my new life. Except for my clothes are being comfortable, that is. That should probably turn that off. Are you sure about this, Esther? This work will be new to you. How you end in with Maid serve guests? Didn't you say that this was the kind of inn you wanted to run? Maybe that's why you wanted the inn Maid and Clover. That's right, but that doesn't mean you have to be a maid, Esther. I'm just worried you're doing too much for my sake. Do you not want me working as a maid? I mean, if it were only to me, then of course I would, but then that's enough. Just hope you don't come to regret it. I won't. After all, this wasn't a decision made lightly. Just one thing. I'd like to carry my sword, Silver Flash, with me. Silver Flash. That's a pretty name. Your sword must be very precious to you. Yes, that's right. But how would guests feel if I'm openly armed? I cannot repeat the same mistake again. I knew it was a trap set by the enemy, but I still rushed in alone to reclaim Silver Flash. And so, in doing so, I put all my knights in danger. What to do? You saved my life. I hate to impose, so... Miss Nia, it would be reasonable for a maid to always be cleaning up, right? Yes, that's right. So that means it would be reasonable for a maid to always be carrying a broom. Of course. As expected. Then, I grab the broom leaning against the wall. The length's not bad. Feels quite good in my hands. The only flaw is that it's too light, but I can solve that issue. Very good. What's good? Miss Nia, could I ask you one favor? Of course you can. Could you find me a skilled blacksmith? I prefer someone with expertise with Eastern swords. Ugh. So these event swords don't seem very long. 1 week later, at the forge in Port Vellum, I don't know where that is. The smell of molten iron and the burning heat in the furnace filled the air. Just looking at the neatly arranged tools makes it clear that this domain of a serious blacksmith. Seated in the corner of the blacksmith, wearing a handbook, a rare sight around here. She stops hammering and stands up at my voice. So, you want me to disguise the sword as a broom? Look here, I don't have time for jokes. Get out! My hammer doesn't have a sense of humor. I'm not making a joke or messing around. The sword cannot be wielded with such a mindset. Yet you want to turn that sword into a broom. It draws Silver Flash as the blacksmith laughs. In an instant, a cold chill comes over the hot air rolling out the forge. The Silver Flash's blade gleams brilliantly. blacksmith's expression slowly hardens as she gazes at Silver Flash. Definitely isn't a weapon that can be wielded by just anyone. Yes. Yes. The blacksmith stares at Silver Flash's gleaming white blade for a long while, mesmerized. Her trembling hands hover over the sword, but not daring to touch it. Is this sword Silver Flash? The blacksmith slowly backs away, then begins rummaging through a corner pile with odds and ends. I've had my fair share of experience with famous swords, bud. All the while she continues to talk, her voice growing louder. Soon the blacksmith grabs a sheet of paper and holds it to me. A familiar sword is drawn on it. It's impossible to not recognize. It's exactly the sword I've always carried. Silver Flash. Where did you get this? It was my master. It was also my grandfather. And he said that he received it from his master. That means you're the heir to the hidden cloud style. I heard it vanished without a trace, but who knew it'd be hiding out here? If my master only knew, he'd spring straight out of his grave. What do you think? Can you make Silver Flash's sheath bit into a broom? Okay, leave it to me. The blacksmith's eyes shine and she pounds her chest. Though it does feel a bit odd to put such a legendary sword inside a broom. I bet you're undercover for a top secret mission, right? There's no need for her to go out of my way to clear up this misunderstanding. I'm in your debt. How long will it take? 15 days. I see. Good work doesn't come fast. Having resolved to never been parted with Silver Flash again, I had planned to stay nearby while the broom was being fitted. For 15 days. This means I had to fight Silver Flash and return to this Vestigia. You won't find a better blacksmith than Olive Solace Minimus? What a name. Trust me. A broom. Oh, well. The blacksmith holds Silver Flash in both hands as if she's being bestowed some precious treasure. The eye instantly recognizes a great sword and the confidence to speak proudly about her skills. She's master of her craft, so she won't handle Silver Flash recklessly. But rather, my concern is... Make it look normal. Well, in fact, it shouldn't be too flashy. As I expected, she does seem a bit disappointed, but nothing can be done. Standing out would be a problem. Of course, just as I expected. Excuse me, I know what you mean. I figured you weren't an ordinary person, Esther. You have an incredible sword and your swordsmanship. Honestly, a lot of this is news to me, too. I wasn't even interested in the history of the hidden cloud style. I only remember the story that my grandfather had learned the style from a master while wandering the east. I now know why my grandfather was so proud of the hidden cloud style. I remember when he handed me the Silver Flash. It was cold and heavy, yet the moment I grasped it, the sword felt like a part of my own body. My grandfather's one gaze. Again, I find myself recalling the lingering feeling of Silver Flash in my hands. So we return to the end now. Alright. 15 days later! The blacksmith he recommended is quite skilled, Miss Nia. The section is meticulously balanced to maintain the center of gravity, and the metal has been added to the broom's wooden handle to serve as a scabbard. Yet the blade and sheath don't touch, allowing for swift drawing and sheathing. Esther? Yes? You must really like your broom. Yes, I guess you could say that. No, Esther, you absolutely adore that broom. Why do you think that? You said the same thing over 30 times already. And you keep sweeping the same patch of floor again and again and again. You won't put it down. Was I? How about we try something new now, Esther? How about learning how to cook? Cooking. Maids have to be good at cooking. Not necessarily. I mean, it's absolutely necessary. A maid must know how to cook. And Esther is practically forced into the kitchen. She holds the kitchen knife and looks around uncertainly. Cutting on a diagonal like this is called a bias cut. Take a try. Yes. Esther seems to prepare and then immediately relaxes. Just as Nia is about to ask why she isn't cutting, she notices the green onions are already chopped. How are you so good? Yes? Never mind. How about we try a thinner cut this time? This is called julining. I don't know what that is. Sometime later. I have nothing left to teach you now. What? You're too good! How in the world did you just slice those? Should I teach you? It's one of the hidden Cloud-style secret techniques. Sword skills in the kitchen. Why? I must keep my skills sharp. Chopping ingredients seems to be a great way to train my focus too. A kitchen knife isn't a sword though. There's an Eastern proverb. 1,000 currents, 1 return. It means all roads lead to one. Okay, you do anything you like, Esther. Thank you. Day after day, I cooked passionately, but barely noticing the time passing. It was like I had returned to my childhood when I was completely absorbed in swordsmanship training. The result of my efforts was set before me now. Yeah, it's finally complete. Really? What did you cook? It's an eel peel. Eel peel? Eel pie. Wow. Nia's eyes dart nervously at the sight of the eel pie in Esther's hands. Miss Nia, something wrong. I can really tell that it sure is an eel pie. Really? That's a relief. Well, of course. Since there's an eel head sticking right straight out of the crust. Ugh. Huh. The eel head shut majestically at the bottom like a legendary sword from stone. You noticed. That was key. Oh. You don't want to try cooking something else? That doesn't even look appetizing, to be honest with you. If it's a command, I will obey. Do you really want to make another eel pie? I'll give him the option, yes. So you can make something else then? I prefer to make eel pie. Why do you like eel pie? Eel is very nutritious. And pie is delicious. So, eel pie... Yes. Oh boy. Nia slaps her cheeks with her hands as if trying to wake up. Okay, let's do this then. That pie you just made. Let's serve it. Let's serve it to a guest. Getting honest feedback will be a good experience too. Indeed, you are wise. There's no point in being so nervous, Esther. I've never lost my composure before, even in the moments of life and death. But your hands are shaking. Wait. Oh, this shit is time gated. Oh, you son of a bitch! Why is it unlocked in 6 days? Not only is it time gated, it's story related. It's story locked too. Well, I guess why is it time gated? It makes no sense. I hate shit when it's time gated like this. And it's 6 days? Not like 24 hours or 18 hours, it's 6 days? A whole week just to continue the story? This is worse than what Stella Sword does. At least with Stella Sword, they release like, you know, like every day. Well, I guess we're waiting until next week for the next batch of story comes. Plus, I also gotta do some actual main story progression too at some point as well. So, when I can progress with the story, I will be back. All right, we're back. We can continue with the events there with the Maid and Clover Maid and Clover Inn, or whatever the place Maid and Clover Inn. That's what it is. We can continue with that event because we got the rest of the new story for that place. I hate how that shit was time gated a whole week. It'd be one thing if it was time gated, you know, by a couple hours, like kind of how Stella Sword handles some of their event stages. But to time gate an entire event story a whole fucking week, I don't know. I don't like that at all. That sucked. That sucks. Hopefully they don't do this shit again. But we're to continue with the events, and then that'll be it. So yeah, we got 4 more episodes to go through. The food is cold. This food is cold. Did you expect me to eat this? Who's in charge here? Bring me a fresh plate. An unpleasant racket rises from the table set in his front yard. What's his problem, seriously? Why is he upset? He's the one who didn't touch his food until it got cold. It was served hot. You'll occasionally meet guests who cause a scene with their unreasonable demands. I know it's the cost of doing business, but it feels more expensive every time it happens. I see. He's a tough customer. So I haven't gone through the story. This must have been after Nia rescued Esther. After going through the story, because Nia was the one who rescued Esther, and then got her all healed up and everything. I think, if I remember correctly, if I remember how the story went. So this must be this is definitely what happened. What led up to that, her being in the inn. Please stay here, Miss Nia. I'll go take care of it. Huh? Wait. Nia looks a bit nervous, but I pay no mind and head towards the table the man is seated, and eat my eel pie in one hand. Don't worry. I'm just going to teach him about the kind of inn you desire to run, Miss Nia. As I quietly approach the table, the man stops yelling and fixes on me with an arrogant glare. What's this? I want someone in charge. Sir, we strive to cultivate a peaceful environment for weary travelers. Therefore, we ask that all guests be mindful of others. What? Are you lecturing me? There's no need to apologize to anybody. Just please cease your rude behavior. You're causing other guests discomfort. Don't tell me what to do. Do you know who I am? Must I know? How dare her meet her maid? Man probably tries to stand aggressively. Sensing danger in my body, reacts instinctively, and the man falls back into his seat without even a chance to stretch his legs. Is something wrong? The man is visibly flustered. He tries to stand again, and again, my body moves. The man falls back into his seat again. What in the... The man only then realizes. Each time he tries to stand, I'm tapping the back of his knee with the broom in my hand. Nobody notices this, he falls back into his seat. The man goes pale. I've seen this expression many times before. It was the expression on the face of my enemies as he fell to a single swing of my sword. Such entitled people instinctively grovel to those who they deem powerful, so this man will probably be cooperative now. Sir, the issue is the cold food. Would it be alright to offer you a replacement? Yeah, I mean... Yes, please. Here, this is a dish I cooked with all my heart. I set the eel pie on the table. The eels and the man gaze at each other silently. They are in similar situations, yet the eels can no longer smile, while the man can still manage an awkward grin. Please enjoy. I mean, yes, thank you. The man lifts his fork with trembling hands and takes a tiny bite of the eel pie. He chews slowly. His chewing grows even slower, and then he finally turns pale. I trust that you won't turn away my wholehearted efforts. Honestly, I'd hoped he would enjoy my cooking, but that reaction, I failed. A strange chewing sound and the pungent smell of fish permeating even through this closed mouth. The man forces a smile and swallows the crispy yet good concentration mass of fishiness. He breathes heavily, his eyes full of tears, and the eels gaze at the man with a discontent look in their eyes. Or distant look in their eyes, excuse me. It is a warm summer day. Don't let her cook. Eat, please. Please no more. Midnight marks exactly 1 week. No matter how delicious something is, having to eat it within an entire week is probably a struggle. Even more so, eating something made by me who's never cooked anything before. But this time it's different. I'm sure this time. Huh? His face brightens. It's good. Really? He jumps up as if Nia jumps up as if she's unable to believe what's happening. Then she makes eye contact with me and clears her throat a couple times. Gonna have a taste? Venture cuts the pie in half and hands it to Nia. Nia smiles in preparation, then takes a bite of the pie with a look of immense resolve. Soon her eyes widen as she shovels the eel pie into her mouth and chews with gusto. So good! That's a relief. Nia's eyes fill with delight, yet a flicker of bewilderment of how delicious the food is also shows. You finally succeeded, Esther! Seeing Nia and so delighted bring me a sense of relief. My choice to continue to cook an eel pie wasn't wrong. I can so vividly remember how I stepped down from my position as commander. Though I had steel my resolve, abandoning the path I had pursued my entire life proved difficult. Even now, the faces of the fellow knights left behind in Monofall cross my mind, but I'm sure they're doing well even without me. I feel a tingling behind my ear. An unpleasant sensation, one I haven't felt in a while, soon wraps around my body. It's the feeling of stepping into dangerous enemy territory. Why? Esther, what's wrong? The sound of Nea's concerned voice feels distant. My senses are already tuned to the threat felt beyond. Something that happens in Vestigia, outside the inn. Raw, violent energy fills the surrounding air completely. There's no doubt about it. Miss Nia, don't move. Stay right here. As soon as I stepped out of the inn, panic screams into the air. Grab it all! Not a morsel left behind! These orcs are the source of the energy. Are they after the granary? What's that? It's a tiny girl! Go, just trample her! I take a deep breath, energy flows through my core, and that energy becomes a single line channeled through Silver Flash. Only after I return Silver Flash, unused for so long, to the broom to the orcs before me all fall at once. Stand back. If you threaten the inn and the town, I won't just stand by. The orcs back away. The orcs aren't very intelligent creatures, but they still have enough sense to recognize the predators who are stronger than themselves. Their instincts are screaming. If you have something to say, feel free to speak. I will listen. Ugh. I guess that's why the orcs called her the crazy maid when we went through the story. Another orc down. Now that's all that's left. That big one that looks like a leader. Wait! You said you would listen. Yes, I will listen. Then what's with the slicing? One mouth is enough for talking. You're a monster. I'm a maid, not a monster. A monster maid. Is that all you have to say? If you take your underlings and retreat now, I won't take your life. You won't kill me. I take no pleasure in taking the lives of those who lost their will to fight. However, you must make me a promise. You will not come near this village ever again. We have to eat! Farm your food. We don't know how to do that. And take fruit from the trees. What if we eat something bad, though? So you're not willing to do anything but steal? Yeah! You're hopeless. It's absurd that I'm trying to even negotiate with the monster. It was impossible from the start. Then as you wish, I shall kill you. I believe Miss Nia will be understanding. As I draw a silver flash again, the orc waves his hands frantically. I was wrong! We will never come back again, and I promise! You're strong, monster maid. If we meet again under similar circumstances, I won't stop at an exchange of words. I hope you remember this. I understand. I'm under so much understanding. I'm under so much understanding. So much standing. Huh. Interesting. They broke that up. The orc gathers his fallen scouts one by one and flees in a hurry. And with that, the brief commotion of Vestigia comes to a close. I guess that's the promise that. I guess that's what she meant when we encountered the orcs in the village in the story. Where if she would encounter them again. That explains that. With the orcs having retreated, the town springs to life. Faces of people gathering the scattered sacks of food show relief rather than fear. Yo, Esther, my girl, there you are. Garp protect the granary until the very end, risking personal injury to do so. How are you, Garp? I hope you're not injured. Not a scratch on me. All thanks to you, Esther. I know. I will ever repay you for this. Linda presses that bundle of warm bread in my hands. Fresh from the oven. I want you to have it. I don't need any payment. I was just cleaning around the inn, as a maid should. I know. I made an extra loaf and I wanted to share it. Okay then. Thank you. Esther! Anne. She's a cute little thing. I think I saw her hiding during the attack. You were super cool before. I want to become strong as you when I grow up. After Anne finishes talking, she hesitantly offers me a bundle of small purple flowers. This is for you. I stare at the flowers blankly for a moment. There's a fluttering in my chest. It's an unfamiliar feeling. After the villagers returned to their workplaces, I sat quietly at the bench in front of the inn. So this is what it feels like, to be thanked for protecting people. A warmth I never once felt while in the brigade. As a knight, I fought on countless battlefields and overcame seemingly impossible odds. But all I ever received in return from my fellow knights was their envy. And I had to be more wary of allies ready to plunge their knives into my back than the enemies. But now I'm looking up at a sky so blue that it almost stings. It's okay. This is Vestigia.
Yeah.
Esther, what are you doing here? When you finish cleaning up inside, Nia walks out of the inn stretching. I'll just gain some fresh air. Everyone's been going on and on about how grateful they are. As always, you're amazing, Esther. Yeah, it was nothing. It's part of my duties as a maid to neutralize threats in my workplace. I bet you're the only maid who thinks that, Esther. Is that so? A brief moment of silence passes. I don't think I've ever seen you laugh like that, Esther. Miss Nia? Yes? This may seem sudden, but thank you. Oh no, I didn't do anything. I should be the one thanking you. If it wasn't for you, the orcs would have been run free run of the inn right now. No, it's not about that. If Nia hadn't saved me, I would have never found this life at the inn. Chance, repeated, becomes a connection. But if you don't protect that connection, you lose your chance. It's just, I wanted to thank you. I'm the one who should be thanking you for willingly joining me in my little dream. Nia shifts her gaze awkwardly, then clears her throat and claps her hands. Now then, that's enough mushiness. We need to get ready for our guests. Yes, Miss Nia. Oh, Miss Nia, I've been thinking about developing a new recipe. What have you been thinking about? An eel cake. You open feedback. She loves the eels, apparently. Alright. Nice little, that kind of like prequel story that kind of puts Esther where she's currently at. Some story points make more sense now. As far as like the first event, the first event this game's had, presentation-wise, probably could use a little bit more work to it, more in-depth story. Maybe up the presentation a little bit with the events. I mean, it's not bad, but it's definitely I'd say it's little below average. So maybe give the event stories just a tad bit more effort. But it's not awful. It's not awful. But that's gonna be it for that little story event. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you the next one. Later.
掃除